All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mary Calta. She's going to share our money talk with us tonight. So, Mary, it's all you.
All right. Hello, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to share with you iLeverage Money Talk. The following are little known facts that everyone should know. That was in 1987 when the distribution rules of IRAs and other retirement plans were first issued. They received virtually no attention back then, yet these rules were set in motion, a plan that will effectively rob Americans of their nest eggs down the road. Today, most company pension, 401k, and 403b money ultimately ends up in an IRA, though either rollovers or inheritances. This means that trillions of dollars are going into IRAs, more than any other type of retirement plan. As the baby boomers retire and inherit from their parents, IRAs are fast becoming the largest single asset many people own. This contributes a major economic change of the distribution of wealth of this country. The big deal about those complex IRAs distribution rules that was issued back in 1987 is their impact today and in the future. Everyone's tax deferred savings, regardless of the type of retirement plan, is in jeopardy. Now, simply put, if you don't know a problem exists, it doesn't bother you. In reality, though, if you don't address the issue of protecting your retirement plan distributions from excess taxation now, you and your family will pay the price later. Do you want to spend the rest of your life wondering how you could have worked so hard and been so smart and so disciplined to have accumulated such an impressive nest egg only to have it left exposed to excess taxation? Look, nobody is immune to tax, and more tax. When people ask, will your income taxes be higher or lower when you retire? The average American will answer lower. But how do you know? Consider this. Income tax brackets in the 1970s were as high as 70%. Only 5 years out of the last 85 years have income tax brackets been lower than today. As a matter of fact, since income tax became a way of life, the average income tax bracket has been 62.1%. Now, let's talk about social insecurity. In the 1930s, when Social Security started, 42 workers contributed for each recipient. Today, the ratio is 3.25 to 1. By 2030, the ratio will be 2 to 1, the year that many experts predict that Social Security will run out of funds. At an average benefit of $1,000 per month, when the 76 million baby boomers qualify for Social Security, the monthly cost will be $76 billion. In order to sustain Social Security, It would need to increase 50% in the next 10 years and more than double by 2040. Those tax dollars will have to come from someone. Knowing this, it is really safe to assume your taxes will be lower when you retire. Now, you work hard for it. It's your future. Protect it. Let us help you eliminate the nightmare of having your retirement nest egg shared with someone who didn't plan and returned to you in the form of a meager monthly Social Security check and Medicare benefit. If we could show you a plan that, one, guarantees principal without risk and is 100% insured. Two, allows you to earn stock market like returns. Three, allows the earnings on your money to grow tax deferred and be accessed free of taxation. Four, allows access to your money at any time for any reason without age 59 and a half restrictions. Five, can pay you a lifetime of income. Six, is protected from judgments, creditors, lawsuits, probate, and taxes. And seven, provide you with an opportunity to help people and live your dreams. Then, would you want to know about it? How about now? Our unique strategies at iLeverage will enable you to place your hard-earned assets into an account that will address these issues. And even more importantly, place your money under your control. Or are you like most Americans, living paycheck to paycheck? Now, today, many Americans are financially stressed out, living hand to mouth, walking a financial tightrope, hoping to pay their bills each month and avoid that one mishap that could lead them to a financial fall. And the lookout to the future appears to be even less secure when you consider all of the potential threats to your financial future. Rising cost of living. If you and your spouse earn $100,000 a year and want to retire in 18 years with an average inflation of 4%, you will need to have a little more than $200,000 to equal your current standard of living. Let's look at it, or let's look at it now. Poor saving habits and debt. For the first time since 1933, savings fell into negative territory in the last 15 years. Plus, consumer debt continues to rise per household, averaging $16,000 on credit cards, $27,000 on car loans, $48,000 on student loans, and this does not include any mortgage debt. Another scenario, retirement woes. 73.8% of Americans 65 and older are living on a combined income on private pension and Social Security of $10,000 or less per year. Now let's look at critical illness. God forbid. Did you know that the average age of a person having critical illness is 43 years old. Also, did you know that 7 to 10 Americans suffer from heart attacks, which could wipe out a person's money? Now, let's look at death. Typically, if a person dies prematurely, the family could face financial devastation. Most families are underinsured or have outdated plans. And don't forget about taxes, as we discussed earlier. Listen, folks, at iLeverage, we have a way for you to expand your dreams and stop walking that financial tightrope. People are looking for someone to trust, and that could be iLeverage for you. Why? We educate and focus on empowering our clients. We help you to move from just dreaming or not even hoping to accomplishing and truly living your dreams. Maybe it's time for a positive change. Many people fall into one or more of these categories. How about you? For example, 1, many Americans say they dislike their current job. 2, 67% of Americans think about quitting their jobs regularly or constantly. 3, 56% are most fearful of not making enough money. 4, many working adults want to resign from their jobs to start their own business. And 5, most believe they would be most passionate about work if they owned their own business. Many people dream of building their own business and controlling their own destiny. With iLeverage, we can help you accomplish that goal. Ask yourself the question, can you build a business of your own? Be your own boss. Control your quality of life. Be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So, we are looking for people who are looking for a part-time second income. Personal producers who want to help families. Business builders who want to take charge of their future. Look, folks, we know change can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. With our system, you can significantly increase your personal income. Have the option to work on your terms. Design the life of your dreams. Spend more time with your family. Take dream vacations around the world. Control your destiny. iLeverage has assembled an experienced team of leaders with experience, track records of success, developing great leaders and creating industry-leading organizations. iLeverage is perfectly positioned at the right time. We have the experience, the track record, and the vehicle to help you get off that financial tightrope and focus on your dreams. It's easy to get started. Just talk to the person that invited you after this meeting. The world is changing fast. Don't get left behind. create the life you have imagined. Thank you.
Wow, great job, Mary. Great job.
Nice job.
Nice job.
Great job, Mayor.
Anybody have any questions or input after that?
Yeah,
know.
Mayor, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Always great when someone steps out.
Yep. Yep. I really want to applaud everybody on the team that is stepping up and putting themselves out there, getting out of their comfort zone, right? Getting into the discomfort zone and the growth zone. Actually, it's comfort zone and then growth zone. There's no growth in the comfort zone. And you guys are really, you ladies especially, are really doing that, putting yourselves out there, and from that you'll have growth. And then pretty soon you'll be running your own meetings, your own teams, and I absolutely am excited about that.
Absolutely.
So good job, Mary.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. I always call Mary, Mayor.
Mary.
All right. So let's see. Oh, Sandra O'Sullivan put awesome Mary in the chat. Okay, fantastic. All right. And in my multitasking, I did not hit record. So you're going to have to do it again soon, Mayor. So just keep practicing so we can get you on tape.
You know what we can do too, you guys, and I don't know if everybody has a voice recorder on their phone, but there's multiple free apps, whether you have an iPhone or an Android, doesn't matter. Just go to your Play Store and your Apple Store and get the one I love that's on my Android is called just Voice Recorder, and it works really well. It even has a little, whatever graph that monitors your voice coming up and down. It's pretty good quality. But you can just go through this and then play back and hear yourselves and kind of hear where you want to smooth out and hear where, because it sounds different from coming through your head, out of your head than it does when you play it back, right? And you want to get used to the sound of your own voice, especially on these recordings and things like that. So that's part of the learning process and growth. I know, Crystal, you probably went through that with all of your acting training and things like that, right?
Yes, definitely. I always put my voice on tape and listen and respond and critique myself. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to get used to hearing myself, seeing myself on the video and stuff like that. But I think 2020 forced us out of that box.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's see. Anything that's pressing on anybody's heart that you say, I need help with this week? I want to talk about this subject tonight because it's impacting my week. I want to give place for that before we get into any further training. And Nate says, great job, Mary. I recorded it. Nate recorded it, and he will post on private on the iLeverage Cafe. Nate always has our back with the recordings. Yay, Nate. He's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Yeah.
That's why we call him Diginate.
It's Nate. Yes. We love you, Nate. All right.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody? What's going on in everybody's world this week? Let me start there first while I transition my slides. Anybody having a great week? You recruited someone, you closed the deal, you about to meet with someone. Let's have a little talk, cute talk back and forth, a little banter.
Renee, other than your birthday, what's happening in your world?
I knew he was gonna say that. I already did my recruit. That was last week. I have one recruit, and I got to get some information so I can start writing some policies on about 4 or 5 people.
Ooh, good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Let me know if I can help you.
I think I got a IUL. I know I got my uncle. He's wanting to invest. He's wanting to take his money. I got to talk to you about it, Crystal.
Okay.
Out of his Roth, which is 5,000, he said, and put it in a something that's gonna be able to grow more. We'll put it that way. He knows it's not an investment, that it's an insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
I told him that it wasn't an investment. So
Okay. All right. John, you look like you're already thinking about that when she said it.
Huh?
Yeah, you just got to kind of, it's all about suitability with the individual, right? So we got to, before you make a recommendation, get more information about the client.
Right.
Absolutely. Suitability. And that's what Renee, I believe, is saying, finding that right vehicle for them. So that's where we start. So we can do the best for our clients.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Mary, what's going on with you and your business?
Well, I'm trying to get on with senior life, and I've been calling almost every day because I've had some complications, and so I'm really trying to get on with them so I can really get started with them.
Okay. Any recruits or new business, potential business?
Well, I did talk to one person last week about what we do, and so I don't know if she's thinking about it or not, but I did share about iLeverage, and I did share about Main Street. So anyway, I did do some sharing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Tracy, can you type in chat or come off and share for a minute? Or I don't know if you're at work right now or in a noisy background or all of the above.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So I haven't talked to anybody. I don't have any leads or anything. Person I talked to was Elaine yesterday, Metley, about my own insurance. So that's all I have to report.
Okay. And when you say your own insurance, getting a policy for yourself?
Yeah, I need to get one so I can start, taking advantage of iLeverage or, something that's going to help build my money.
You do. You need to get one. And then I'm going to go ahead and text you the correct spelling on my name so you can put it down as a beneficiary.
Oh, okay. Is that 100%?
Yeah, I think it's 100% or 50-50. Put my name down too.
Yeah, Crystal too. Crystal, let's share it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Are you at work or are you home?
I am done with work and now I'm out and about and I'm going through areas that keep zapping the phone.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
And listen in. Good
Okay.
evening, Miss Wanda. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Miss Crystal. How are you doing this evening? And everyone else?
Wonderful.
Awesome. Awesome.
Doing a check-in before we go into any further training. What's going on with you?
Yeah. Well, right now I'm still waiting for my my number from the state. They're still actually reviewing my my application. So right now I'm working on recruiting. I've been talking to some people that I know that are also licensed agents and just looking to share with them, to invite them to a presentation for this for Saturday or whenever we have the next presentation.
Okay, fantastic.
And Wanda, do you have, I'm sure you have Crystal's cell phone. If you want mine too, feel free to set us up on three-way phone calls with these people when you're talking to them, and let us do the heavy lifting for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I was going to ask about three-way calls because I think that would be beneficial for me.
Happy to
be
do
out
it.
The way. So,
happy to do it for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let's see, John, did you want me to share my screen? And
well, just I had a couple of quick thoughts before we jump into your side, and then if we have time, I've got to we'll touch on something else here. As I'm listening to everybody and activities and things like that, sometimes, when we lead with product or company or things like that, sometimes it's difficult to get to the next step because all of a sudden then we're in pitch or sell mode, and it's not you're not in a friendly environment to do that, right? It's not so sometimes you've made the contact, now what, right? And I think if we lead, as I was thinking, and this is a fresh idea, sometimes we have these tools in our toolbox and we find different uses for them. So I'm going to suggest this. What if we just think about it this way, conversationally? If we think about our money talk, part of the reason I'd like you guys to really learn that and master that is not just to be able to give the presentation, but you're learning the conversation. You don't have to go through the whole thing, but bits and pieces of that will, once you've done it multiple times, are in your head, and you'll just be able to inject it into any conversation, any piece of that, right? And that's going to position you well. But I think the way to start or lead into a conversation might be, and I'm going to just say it this way, and it'll be easy to remember: lead with style. Lead with style. What I mean by that is, if I don't know if everybody here remembers, because it's been a while since I've done my IUL presentation. Why IUL, right? And because IULs have style, annuities have style. What is style? S is safety, T is tax benefits, Y is yield or good return on the money, L is liquidity, right? And E is estate benefits. So if you lead with style in your conversation, if you say, hey, you wouldn't want any insurance, or are you calling me about insurance, or you have you thought about an annuity, or you're talking product in any of those, and nobody wants, let me just say this, nobody wants a pen, right? What they want is what the pen does, is they want to be able to write. No guy wants to own a drill just to have a drill. No, he wants to be able to make a hole. Right? So think about it when we talk about these products. And when I say style is, so instead of leading any of these conversations, people ask what you do, I would simply think about style. Crystal, we help people, with their money and future plan, future income, things like that. So there's the four things, right? What is it? TGFR. Okay, taxes, growth, future income, and avoiding risk. So, if you're like a lot of people that I talk to in my business, Chris, I know we haven't really talked about it, but if you're like a lot of the clients I work with, safety of your money is important, of your principal is important to you. Is that true? Yeah. And is having some tax benefits, or paying less taxes, is that would that be a good thing in your retirement? Yeah.
Yes, they would.
Right. And how about return? I don't say yield because that's a professional term. I just say it's good return, but the why kicks me into that in my memory, right? So it's having good growth, good return on your money. Is that? Yeah, man, absolutely. And so liquidity. So would you need to be able to get to it in emergencies, and it's not all tied up, if permanently. Is that important? Yeah. Okay. And a lot of my clients think that they want to make sure that they have some proper estate planning, and it passes and they have some legacy to leave behind. So that's what I do for people. If people ask me what I do, that's really what I do. I help them to make sure their money they've got safety, some tax benefits, some good growth, some access to the money if they have an emergency, and that it transfers to their heirs properly and they leave a legacy. That's really what we do. I can't really talk about a product because I don't know your situation. But if you'd like to talk more, let's get together.
That's right.
Right. So see, guys, I want you to maybe we just start programming in our mind as we're out there. Tracy, you're out there and about right now. Think about lead with style. Lead with style in your conversations. Safety, tax benefits, yield, liquidity, and estate planning or leaving a legacy. Yeah. So that's just an idea that kind of came up as I was listening to everybody while we were just chatting right now. And I wanted to put that out there before we went into your training, Crystal.
I'm glad you did, John. That's good. That's always good. I like hearing it again and again because it's easy if we just style. When we're having a conversation about safety, talk about tax benefits, not having to put you in a position where you can outpace the stock market, so that you can have true liquidity, access your money when you need to access it, not when somebody tells you that you can access it, and truly build a legacy for your family. Yeah, style. I like it. I like it.
Talk about the benefits. Talk about what's important to them. Mm-hmm. Don't talk about the product. Nobody want to own an insurance policy or an annuity, right? No. talk about the benefit. What is it going to do for them? Talk about that and that alone. I want you guys to get in the habit of this. Every time a product name or IUL or anything like that comes out of your mouth, I want you to just slap yourself, right? You can walk around all day. Don't talk about a product until you sat down with somebody, done an analysis, and then see what fits their needs, because otherwise you are a product peddler, not a consultative advisor. So lead with style, guys and ladies.
Yeah, definitely. I had to take a picture of my own notes to remind me. So it's in chat, everyone.
Yeah, sorry. So I just
All
wanted
right.
to check that.
So next week, who wants to be up next? It's got to be between Tracy and Wanda.
Dun, dun.
Wanda, you know what we're doing? The money talk.
I'll do
This
it.
is Tracy. I
You
can
know-
do it.
No, I want to try. I really need to learn how to do this. And so, but my computer, I'm having issues with my computer, so I would need someone to actually help me with the slides, and I can go through the presentation from that point.
So
Hey.
who's it? Wanda
I
or
can-
Tracy? You guys gonna have a thumb wrestle match over this or what?
No, I can do it week after next. Tracy can do it week
Yeah.
after next in 2
That's
weeks.
next 2 weeks. So Wanda, you and I can get together, and I can help you, or I can do slides for you, like Mary, and then Tracy, you'll be the following week.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
So
Thank you.
I am. You know, this is how we grow up in the business. You know, it's very important. It's vital. You know, just little things like this. And so I'm glad that John shared what he shared tonight about style, because all of that is going to help us as we go from where we are right now on, what is this, March 2nd of 2021. We're ending our first quarter of the year. We're about to go into the second quarter of the year. And this is the presentation I think I did back in October, because we were planning on doing a 90-day blitz through the end of the year. But we know holidays were in there like mad crazy. So we didn't really follow through on it then. So I'm just going to re-present it, because I think most of us are in a position now where we really could embrace a 90-day plan. We really can embrace a system to get us up and running quickly. A lot of us in our sidebars with other agents have actually been talking about doing something great in 90 days. So let's just do a review. Everybody good for that tonight? And maybe refueling ourselves to make a 90-day run. Yes? Thumbs up? Everybody's muted, so I'll take that as a yes. Okay, so in talking about our 90-day plan, or just life in general, we say that people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. And if you fail to plan, you're just opening yourself up to whatever, que sera, sera, whatever will be, you know. It happened to me. You know, I always say there's three kinds of people: people that watch what happens, people that wonder what happens, and people that make things happen. And people that make things happen have a plan, okay? They don't plan they fail because they have a plan. All right, so let's get into it. Why, Crystal? Why a 90-day plan? And because we're going to just run through this tonight as a review, I'm going to give it to you up front, okay? Explode your productivity, not to mention your creativity. You can come up with so many witty ways that God will give you creative ideas to explode your business, and tools that you can use. Once you start moving in that mode of being creative, things happen, things go in motion with you, okay? So you can explode your creativity because you're in the active, hear what I said, active, not passive. You're in the active mode of building your business. And when you're in the active mode of building your business, it's also empowering you, okay? You're moving forward, you are growing, just as Mary stepped up tonight. Let me back it up. Renee stepped up last week. Mary stepped up tonight. Wanda stepping up next week. Tracy the following week after that. It's empowering. Mary, if I took you off mute right now, you'd say how empowering that was to do the money talk, to be able to have this tool that we can have everything at our fingertips, where we can have a conversation, like John said, just pick snippets out of it that you can use in just everyday conversation with someone. And so if you do that, it shows good work ethic if you're planning a 90-day plan, because you're going to have structure. And also everything that we do, every time I talk, every time John talks, anyone talks to anyone, definitely it shows enthusiasm when you're talking to someone. I want you to have enthusiasm when you're talking to someone, but also when you're doing a 90-day plan, it's showing enthusiasm, not just for you, but for your business, for your family, because they're watching your enthusiasm, for your fellow agents that are watching you. Is creating that enthusiasm in them as well. And everybody's getting that synergy all together, that we're building something great. We're going for the goal in this 90-day plan. Having focused on a few things over this 90-day period stops us from getting overwhelmed with, and these are 3 words, all the things. Okay. Life is overwhelming enough. Just bringing focus and saying, I'm going to have a 90-day plan, and I'm not going to have a whole lot of different things going on at the same time. I am focused. I'm not worried about all the things. So it highlights what we do in our commitment to be of service to our clients and ourselves. That's so key. That's so key. Highlights what we do in our commitment to be of service to our clients and ourselves, because we're taking intentional time out to be focused in our business. So first thing we want to do is talk about review your strategic. Step 1, review your strategic plan. Before you can create your 90-day plan, you need to review your strategic plan as well. This tells you what you've got planned for the year. If you don't have one created, then you need to do this first. Sit down, have a talk with self. Say, self, we need a train track to run on. We need a road to run on. What do I want to accomplish for this year? Let me write the vision down and make it plain, as the Bible says, so that he who reads it can run with it. So when you read it, you can run with it. So that's the first thing you need to do. And if you haven't done that, just take some time after tonight, sit down and create, what do I want to do in a year? How do I want my life to change within the next year? Okay. So then once we do that, step 2 says we're going to review your goals. Look at what your main goals are for the next 12 months and think about how you're going to achieve them. Remember, I just said 12 months. Write down, underline, write down everything you need to do to reach your goals. This might include more training, coming out of your comfort zone, promoting your business, doing the 3-foot rule, talking to somebody next to you, maybe having a webinar on Zoom, or just getting really creative. Like I said, when we can go out in the world, maybe door knocking and leave a little flyer at each of your neighbor's house, whatever that is. Your goal should be no more than 3. This is a suggestion, no more than 3 for the entire 12-month period. So we're talking about 3 good, meaty goals. And then break those goals down into the steps that are needed to achieve them. Then that becomes part of your 90-day stretch. So even when we're talking about building our business and focusing on our business, a component of that might be reading so many books, self-improvement books over the course of the 12 months. Well, how are you going to break that down? I'm going to read 1 book every 90 days, and I'm going to read 50 pages a day or 20 pages a day, whatever that is. Put it into steps. Okay. Put it into steps. All right. Any comments from anybody before we move further? All right, moving on. All right. So step 3, put it all together in your 90-day plan. Okay, my self-help books, my recruiting, I might want to work on other areas of self-improvement, whatever that is, it's all going to be in my 90-day plan, because I'm not doing any more than 3 things. Once you've reviewed your goals and strategic plan, think about this quarter. We're getting ready to go into another quarter, and what you want to focus on to achieve your 2 to 3 main goals in this next quarter. Pick 1 to 3 steps to focus on for the next 90 days. Remember, don't try to do it all, okay? We're taking little baby steps, little bite-sized elephant bites. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time, okay? Don't try to do it all. Don't say, oh, I want $1 million in annual sales. No, make your goals realistic and then figure out what the steps are that you need to achieve that. How many people do you need to talk to? How many sales do you have to have? If it's $50 sales, how many $50 sales? $100 sales, how many $100 sales? Write it all down, okay? In fact, you shouldn't be doing any more than 3 main things over the next 90 days, okay? That's the recommended suggestion, and I do honor it and agree that we should stick with that. And then I just talked about this. Break these down further into 30-day stretches, okay? You should end up with 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days worth of goals. Remember, I'm going to eat this elephant one bite at a time. So how am I going to break this down? All right. Vital rule. Don't forget to schedule downtime. We're going for the goal. So we're doing all of the calisthenics, all of the push-ups, all of the lunges, all of the what do they call, planks and everything that we can do to cross this finish line, okay? So in all of that training and working out to make it to the end of the finish line, you have to schedule downtime, just as any athlete has to schedule time for muscle repair, okay? You have to take time off so your body can rejuvenate. So it is when you're doing a 90-day blitz. If you don't have at least 30 minutes a day carved out on your calendar, I'm very big about keeping up with my calendar, for me time, you are hindering your success. You're burning the candle at both ends and you're headed for a wipeout. So this is non-negotiable, okay? Schedule your downtime, at least 30 minutes a day. Now, don't let your downtime run away on your calendar and you take a nap and then you say, well, I'm going to get something to eat and then I'm going to watch this TV show, and before you know it, your whole day is gone. Be sincere and be focused and have that downtime, but don't let it overtake you. Okay, you manage and you control that. And if you do that, this makes sticking to your 90-day plan a lot easier. You can create all your to-do tasks, stay on track, as well as have much needed reset breaks. Okay. Now let's do this. Okay. I need everybody to come off and tell me, let's do this. Okay. I'm gonna wait.
Let's do
Let's
this.
do this.
All right. Okay. 90-day planning isn't about a rigid structure. So even though I gave guidelines, it's a suggestion. It's about seeing what's ahead and planning accordingly. Okay. Having vision. Okay. Write the vision down and make it plain so that you can run with it. It allows you to pivot and be flexible and achieve the goals you set for yourselves. We all want things out of life. We want things that are precious to us. You know, we all have our whys in life, why we're doing this business. So as you're doing this 90-day plan, it allows you to pivot and be flexible and achieve the goals you set for yourself, rather than getting in the middle of the year and wondering where the last 6 months went. Again, I don't want you to be in a group that's saying, I wonder what happened, while there are others out there making things happen. I want you to be one of the ones saying, yeah, we made this happen. I know what I did in the last 6 months. So having said that, family, let's get started. We can do this, right?
Right.
That's right. Let's get started.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now that's my review of where we were in October, and we didn't quite cross that finish line. So I'm just here to wake us and shake us and encourage us for April. Where are we? For March. Actually, we could even do a March. Nobody says we have to wait till April comes for the quarter. It's early enough in March. We can even start today. Okay. March, April, May, doing a 90-day. There's no rigid plans, no rigid calendar that we have to follow. All right. I just read that. So let me get some feedback. Let me get some feedback. What was one of the steps that struck you in a certain way? One of the keys that you read that said, oh yeah, I'm doing my business. Let me get some feedback.
I can do that calendar the way that you said, 30, 60, 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to write out a whole, and doing the meeting 30 minutes a day or 20 pages or whatever you said, 20 or 25 pages a day. That I can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Mary, Wanda, Renee, even Nate,
Okay,
Sandra.
I like the whole concept of planning. Personally, myself, I start with long-term goals, short-term goals, and I plan each day as I go. I definitely plan my me time in there because that's a necessity for me. So I include everything that I do in my planning, and I prioritize things. So I like that concept, the 90-day plan, because it helps me move faster towards my business, and it gives me an impact date for me to be able to start and finish.
Thank you.
So
That's it. That's it. Can you run on for 90 days and look up and say, wow, I got 10 recruits and I made $30,000 in this last 90 days? Yes. Yes. It's a sprint. Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll share mine, Crystal. What I normally do with my calendar is I determine how much I want to make for the month, and then what all I gotta do and sell to get to that point, and then I move and I work towards that.
Mhm.
Because I do that on everything I do. I have a set amount that I want to make, and then I sit up and decide, okay, what all do I have to do? And then I also have a backup plan
Mhm.
because I know life happens, you know, to
Mhm.
make sure that okay, if I don't get to do it all on this day for whatever reason, what do I got to do? How many days I got to still do what I need to do to be able to make what I want to make. So I always have a backup plan too, to be able to make sure that I'm meeting what I want to, whether it's my short term, long term, all mine connects and pull. It's like a puzzle piece,
Yes.
you know. So yeah, because I'm doing multiple things. So I have to plan a certain time of the day to do the insurance, which I'm doing it everywhere I see people anyway. When I
Mhm.
walk out, the only thing I got to do now is get my cards.
Okay. Okay.
If I get my cards, then I can just hand them out.
Okay. Good.
And that way, even though I'm talking to people all the time anyway, I'd rather be able to have something to hand them. So I could say, you know, I met you at Walmart and I handed you my business card. Remember we talked about, because I usually I ask them if I can take a picture of them to put them in my phone.
Oh.
Because what I don't like to do is leave that and not get their information. Because
Mhm.
I don't want to, they may not call me. They may lose my card. Now, how am I going to get a hold of them? So I usually try to, because I have my phone right there, get their information and put it in my phone, and then put where I met them at. And if they allow me to take a picture, I take a picture so I can remember when I go through my phone looking, you know. And then
Mhm.
I write myself little notes and stuff in my phone.
Good. Good. All great stuff, Renee. And you are so blessed to be in a position where you're working. I know a couple other businesses, so you're multitasking. So you have fallback plan. But
Oh
for
yeah, I
some,
do. I don't believe in putting all my eggs in one basket.
right. And I agree with that. And I can also play the other side. It's always good. My mother always taught me always have your plan B. But sometimes you need, when you're doing a 90-day blitz, you need to act like this is all I have, because it's going to make you that much more motivated and that much more focused and hungry. So,
I always look at it, Crystal, and everything I do, no matter if I have multiple things, that this is all that I have. And I always put more than 100% in whatever I do. I
right,
don't get distracted because I have other things I got to do. I give my all to each,
right.
period.
And that wasn't to you, that was to everybody.
I know. I'm just letting you
All
know
right.
that I do.
Okay.
That's what I do. I give my all in everything I do. I go over and beyond what
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Renee. And Tracy, I think, was it Mary and Wanda yet? I haven't heard from.
Mary.
I was first.
Yes.
Oh,
So you
okay.
heard from me already.
Yeah.
And thank you, Renee, for that encouragement of what you said.
What did I say to encourage you?
What did I do?
You go
Yeah, what?
about your walking life and with your calendar, how you're putting in 100%. Because I'm still trying to figure out how to put in 100% after my day job.
Mhm.
So
Well,
it was
what you got to do,
encouraging.
what you will need to do is allot whatever time for, you know what time you get off, and then how much more time you're going to allot to doing, your other stuff that you got to do, and try to stick to it. But you need to have a backup plan, because things are going to happen to where you're not going to be able to do that sometimes. So when you go back to your backup plan, because you don't know what week that may be. Okay, I didn't get to do it this day, so in order to make up for that time, because I try to make up for mine as much as I can if I have to miss something, that I have put out there. And so I'm like, okay, what do I got to do to make up? Because I've already set my numbers out, and as long as I continue to do the math and do that, okay, and say I don't even sell something that I thought I was gonna sell, okay, then I'm like, okay, what do I got to do to still make this number? I'm steady looking at my goals and my plan to still try to stay on track. Even if it may be down the road, I'm still going to try to go back and make up what I missed in order for it to come out. I'm always looking at that, and I'm always looking at numbers. Just like with my Royal Bougie Glam hats. I know I want to make 10,000 a week. So I know I got to do like 500 hats a week, And so I say, okay, if I want to do them only 5 days, I got to still make 100. And that means a day. I'm just giving an example. And doing it for 5 days, and then I'll just get out there and promote them those, 2 days and sell those or whatever. But I'm going to keep making them. I'm not going to stop. And if I say I want to sell 100, then I know in 4 days I got to do 25 hats. I got to make that. Yeah. So, because I'm making it all myself.
Yeah, show us your hats on Zoom. Come on Zoom one day and show us your hats so we can.
I will. I will. They got the hair in them. I'm glamming them up and all of that.
Yes.
So yeah, I will. I'm doing all kind of hair. You guys may want to get some, because I'm doing they're going to be very elegant. I'm starting with the baseball caps, but it's going to be all kinds, the cowboy hats, all kind of hats. But I'm starting with the baseball.
We want to support our own, definitely. And one of the things that she said, Tracy, that when you gave her that compliment, the very first thing that she said was, when you finish work, you have to create some time. So that's what I was going to talk about. You have to set your office hours. If your office hour is 1 hour a day after work or 2 hours a day after work, then those are your office hours that you don't allow people or things to distract you. And that's the time you set aside for your business. It could be every day. It could be 3 days a week. It could be, I'm doing this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever that time is, and set that time aside, and that'll help you get a good start, a running start. Let's see, Wanda. Miss Wanda, you still there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. What was your takeaway?
I'm here.
What was your takeaway from the 90-day plan?
Oh, I just gave it. I gave it right before Tracy.
You gave it before Tracy, so I've heard from everybody. Thank you. All right.
Where's everybody else at?
No,
I'm clueless. I am clueless. John was saying earlier that maybe we have too many meetings going on this week, and people are taking a break from one or the other. Because we had a meeting yesterday. No, we had one today with.
It was today, earlier.
American Amicable. We have one, I think. Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow we got our mentor with Pierre, and then I don't think we have anything after.
The United Health, are doing the Medicare.
Yeah,
Medicare.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot going on, so sometimes we get Zoom fatigue. So I would imagine.
Well, they are recording them. Thank God, So
I agree.
I may not be on one of them. I told them I'm going to the mentor one, but I may not be on the other one. I'm gonna be out getting my piece ready. And Crystal, you don't eat seafood, so I'm not gonna disgust you with it.
I'm okay. I once ate seafood, so I'm okay. So I have good memories.
Well, me and John and let me see who else was saying that they do, and Sandra, we do. So.
Yep, I have fond memories. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up for tonight.
You haven't heard from me.
Go ahead, Mayor. Go ahead, Mayor.
I'll be short.
You don't have to be.
Well, we're almost ready to wind up.
Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say.
Yes.
All right. I like the fact about the 3 areas instead of trying to do a lot of things and not being good at hardly anything. So I liked bringing it down to concentrating on 3 areas. And I also like the fact that you need to set definite times, kind of piggybacking on Renee, and that so that you can get things done, but really set your set times. For example, when are you going to do your insurance? Set a certain time. I know Pierre last week was saying, of the time that he sets, the days that you set to be consistent. Again, piggybacking on Renee. And then setting as Tracy had said, your days, what are your 30, your 60, and Wanda too, your 30, 60, and 90-day plan. And as you are strategic in your steps and being consistent in your steps, then you should be successful in your insurance business or whatever you do. That's it.
That's right. I'm glad you said everything you wanted to say, Mary, because that's a great note for us to wrap up on. You will be successful in everything that you do. John,
That's right.
John, you want to close it out and make any announcements?
Sure. Obviously, guys, and so I think it's Thursdays. Jeff Delgado started doing Thursdays at 6 o'clock. It's just a quick 20 minutes, 30-minute max corporate overview for iLeverage. It's not really interactive like this on. It is Zoom, but it's a Zoom webinar, so you can send people there, listen to it. It's also now available for you to play at any time you choose in our iLeverage app. You can play it right out of the app on the phone. So this is now recorded in the back office as far as our corporate and what people can make. And a little broad corporate overview of iLeverage and what we're about and their potential income potential on it. There's that. The other thing is just wanting y'all to know, so Crystal, Sandra, and I are heading out to Vegas for our executive meetings this week. We'll be driving out Thursday. We have meetings all day Friday and driving back Saturday. But we'll be coming back with some great information. There's some great additions we're doing. We're going to have a super high comp on a couple of new carrier we're bringing out, and learning a little bit more about the Medicare program that we're putting together. So we'll be bringing back a lot of nuggets for you guys for next week. Just a quick closing thought on when you guys we were talking about goal setting and planning and businesses, and a couple of you folks had questions on scheduling and how do we make time and stuff. So what you got to do, I think, is all the ideas we heard were really, really good. Broad brush, I mean, you got to sit down and make your own personal, what I call a perfect daily schedule. If you got a full-time job or not, you got to sit down and what does your Monday look like? What's your ideal Monday, your ideal Tuesday? Map it out. You're now understanding that no day is going to go exactly as planned. But if you got to replace it, then if you got to erase it and change it, then replace it. Don't just forget it, right? But have your perfect daily schedule mapped out. And then how do you prioritize that? When you lay out your goals and your plan and your schedule for the not just the week, not just the month, but for the quarter and for the year, you go in this order. Think about it's reverse of what a lot of people do. The order you need to really go in is take your calendar out for the year and fill in your playtime first. Your playtime first. That is your family time, your rest and rejuvenation time, your vacation time. Because if you don't put it in your calendar, you're going to go and you're going to burn out and it won't happen, right? And you've got to take care of it, because why are we doing it? So put your playtime, family time in first. Then your pay time. Playtime first, pay time second. That's your business time. That's what's going to fund your playtime and family. That's what you're doing it all for, right? So don't put the family time and playtime last. Put it first. And then figure out the hours you got to do and what you got to do within those hours in your pay time. The third aspect that, and this part people forget about and they don't put in their plan, in their schedule, so they get kind of 30 days, 90 days out, and they're all disorganized, is overwhelmed, confused, and they got to do it all over again. It's because they don't schedule their planning time. Playtime, pay time, planning time. Okay. At the beginning of the year, you should be planning out your year. At the beginning of each quarter, you should be reviewing where you're at and planning the next 90 days. That's where we're at right now. At the beginning of each month, at the end of each month, you should be planning the next month. At the end of each week, you should be planning the following week. And at the end of each day, you're looking at the next day. So that's kind of the broad brush when you're doing this plan. Playtime, pay time, planning time, and use that idea to create your perfect daily schedule that fits your world, your life, your goals, your family, and your priorities. So we'll leave that with that nugget.
Yes. All right, family. If there's nothing else, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Thank you, Mary, for your comment in chat. Again, if anyone wants to go in chat and take a picture of STYLE and what it stands for, safety, tax benefits, yield, liquidity, and estate planning, go ahead. Thank you, Nate, for recording tonight. Yay! An awesome presentation, Mary. And we look forward to Wanda on next week and Tracy the week after. All right, all hearts and minds clear?
Yay!
Yay!
Hey, good job, everybody. Great stuff tonight.
Good job.
Night.
Good night, everyone.
Good
And
night,
tell a friend.
everyone. Good night, John Boy.
Good night, everyone.
All
Good
right.
night, everyone.
5,
Everybody.
4, 3, 2, 1.